My name is Dr. Toby Potter, the Unshakable Investor. We're here at the Ignite call this morning, wrapping up module 2 of series 2, The Battle Within. We've been talking, this will be the third week we've talked on this module about excuses. I wanted to do a big shout out. If you have not read this book, The Battlefield Mind, I want to read something to you real quick about it. In the preface, it's here's what it says. It says, "This book was written from blood, not theory. I'm not a guru. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a man who's been flat on the ground emotionally, financially, mentally, and chose to get back up. There were years I lived numb, years I lived angry, years I lost everything, business, peace, confidence, because I didn't know how to lead myself when the lights went out. I had the knowledge, I had the skills, but I didn't have the mastery over the one thing that controlled everything, my mind. I drifted, I reacted, I blamed, until the day I stopped running from my own reflection. This book is the exact system I use to rebuild from the inside out. And the morning routine that kept my focus when the deals fell apart, and the midday protocol that helped me lead meetings after meetings, even after I lost my temper. It's the nightmare reflection that helped me sleep when shame wouldn't shut up." As you know, this is the book, The Battlefield Mind. It is a short book, but it's a powerful book. I get questions all the time about our life, the ups and downs, and how did I get through it. It's all here in the two books that I have. The Unshakable Self, which is that daily discipline, and the Battlefield Mind that controls everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this book right here is right next to the Bible in ability to understand how to. If you don't read books and you're not a big book reader, those two books you need to read every day: the Bible and this, Battlefield Mind. See, whatever we believe, we will achieve. If we allow noise outside of us to impact us, that will be the outcome. If we let our mind think things that it shouldn't, the results will be things that they shouldn't be. Controlling the mind is the most powerful thing you can ever accomplish. If you ever reflect back on the most successful people in the world, and you do a biography or read a biography on them, or watch a biography on them, you'll see the one thing that all of them have in common was they never let the noise around them create or dictate their actions that prohibited their future. It is the one thing that I will say that most people do not ever spend time mastering. In fact, they spend more time complaining about the life they're living. They spend more time on Netflix or on other things, social media. They spend more time today on this thing right here, surfing about everybody else and what's going on in everybody else's world, instead of perfecting the one thing that they can control with absolution: their own mind. Their own mind. Being able to have a discerned path, a vision and a direction, regardless of the noise around you, is by far the most powerful thing you could ever achieve. So I was getting ready for this morning, and I saw my book. And I did write this book, just in case you guys had any questions about it. I did write this book. It was the one thing that I thought most, when I get asked all the time, "Toby, how did you go through all that you've been through, every level of it?" We're not talking, I was watching somebody, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody. Don't get me wrong, but I was watching a podcast where this lady was $45,000 in debt, and she was devastated. She was absolutely devastated, and maybe that's a good thing. And she was distraught and she was beat down to say that she was $45,000 in debt. She didn't know how she was making the payments. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been millions in debt. Donald Trump was trillions in debt, or billions. I'm sorry, billions, not trillions, billions. One too many zeros. But see, it's not how many zeros of debt. It's how you see it. It's how you see it. Do you let it hold you back? Do you let it devastate you? Do you let it control you, impact you, and cause you just to throw in the chips? Or do you say, you know what? I must have done something right to acquire that debt. I must have done something in the right direction. I just didn't handle it or manage it correctly. Therefore, I got to do it again with a different mindset. When we lost millions and then went millions in debt, over $9 million in debt because of COVID, it was tough. Do not get me wrong. It's a huge number. It's a huge barrier. And when we talk to people, they're like, how did you manage it? Right here. This book tells it all. I didn't let it beat me down. When you can control the mind, and I've said this 1,000 times, whatever the mind can conceive, the body will achieve. Whatever you believe, you will achieve. And if you believe what other people are telling you, that's what you'll become. If you allow something that's not true to become the truth, it will eat you up. When you accept the fact that this is as good as it gets, then you're right. This is as good as it gets. The battle within this module that we are going through has to be, and this is why it's taken us 3 weeks to complete this module, because this is the part where I need you to really understand that you have been chosen. You have been chosen to become something amazing. But if you allow and continue to allow your old habits, your old lifestyle, your old ways to be a part of your current and future, then nothing will change. Nothing will change. Some of us have demons. Some of us have habits that we think are innocent. And if we're not able to reflect back on those to see that they're not innocent, then we're only kidding ourselves. If you know for a fact that, I don't know, smoking is going to kill you, that it's causing your health to deteriorate, and you choose not to change it, then don't get pissed when you get a bad diagnosis. Don't get upset that life has now handed you a bad bill of health. When you aren't in shape, when you're not eating right, and you get sick, you can't be upset. These are the choices we make, and we try to believe and hope that they're innocent choices, or that maybe it's not as bad as everybody says, and that's okay. If you accept it, then it is what it will be. But when it doesn't pan out the way you wanted, then you can't be upset. If drinking in a social environment is fun and exciting and you're having great camaraderie until you're not, then you got to stop drinking. Because it's obvious that you can't control your emotions and you can't control your tongue or your attitude when that's controlling you. There are people that can drink socially and have the time of their life. And when somebody gets out of line, they're mature enough to hold their tongue, hold their attitude, and walk away. And there are those who aren't. There's a battle within us. And if we allow the outside to ignite that battle within us to a negative standard, and we don't change that environment, then we're never going to get better. We're never going to get better. And to be one way in public and another way in private is embarrassing. If you can't act in private better than you act in public, you have zero integrity. Zero. You should be acting in private 10 times more loving, 10 times more caring, 10 times more compassionate than you ever do in public. Then it's real. Then it's of God. But when you put on a front because there's people around, but then you're a jerk, an asshole, a whatever, a bitter person in private, that's that battle within that's winning every time. See, who you are behind closed doors is who you really are. Just because the world can't see it doesn't mean God isn't seeing it. Doesn't mean that God isn't saying, "Are you kidding me?" You're allowing this hate, this anger, this influence inside of you to rule you. And I can't help you. See, God will not bless you. God will not keep his hand upon you when you're being two-faced. Well, I was just at this family event. It was Father's Day, and this is not a true story. I'm just saying, there was a lot of family gatherings, and I can guarantee you, if we surveyed around, somebody got drunk this weekend. Somebody acted a fool this weekend. And in a celebration, an event that was set to be a celebration for fathers around the world, somebody somewhere went with demons and a battle within them, let alcohol or drugs influence them. Somebody triggered them, and an argument, or more importantly, a fight broke out between a husband and a wife, a brother and a sister, a brother and a brother. Doesn't matter. There was an event that was happening for celebration, for good, and something didn't go right, and negative things evolved. If that's you, then it's all on you. It's all on you. I need you to understand that when there's a battle within you, and you either recognize it and choose to do nothing about it, shame on you. If you don't recognize it, but life is kicking you in the butt, then ask those around you what's going on. Why is this not working out? Why am I struggling? Why am I so upset? Why am I so down and depressed? They'll tell you, because you won't quit this or you won't stop that. There's a battle within all of us. And it starts right here. It starts in our mind that says, because of my past, I can't get through my future. Because of my past, I live in it today, and it prohibits my future from ever evolving. And you can't be that person that is the most profound, loving, caring, ready to help person on the surface, and an angry, mean, belligerent, drunk behind closed doors. You can't. you're not doing yourself any good. And if you have a quick temper and you're taking it out on the ones around you, the loved ones, your coworkers, your children, shame on you. Shame on you. I don't remember where we left off, buddy. That's what I was trying to get to it.
I don't remember.
This one. All right. So we're going to finish this up, but I need you to understand we had an amazing event this weekend celebrating Father's Days. And I want every father to look to your wife and say, thank you. But because of you, I got to celebrate being a father. Because of you, I'm a father. See, without that companionship, without that partner, the fathers of today would not be fathers. And they need to, when we start having gratitude to those around us that make us who we are and respect them, you're never going to grow internally. I remember Saturday looking over to Angie and just said, thank you. And she's like, for what? I said, because of you, I'm a father. Because of you, I get to celebrate Father's Day. See, they play a pivotal role in everything that we are. As a wife, as a companion, as a life partner, as a business partner. And if we don't show them the respect they deserve, God will never continue to bless us. He won't bless you to begin with, much less continue. If you do not understand the power of your marriage and the power of that union that you said to God and to those witnesses around, your life will never be blessed. An oath was made and promises were made to cherish and to love one another. When's that going to start? If it hasn't, it better. If it has, make it better every day. Don't get comfortable. Don't let the battle within you continue to drive a separation, a wedge between you. All right. Action kills excuses. We talked about excuses, excuses, excuses. This is the one thing that everybody has. There's another saying that I'm not going to say on here, but excuses are like something else. Everybody has one and they all stink. You guys fill in the blank. But action kills these excuses. When you take action, when you go to a plan and execute it, which is the one thing we teach the most in all my courses. Doesn't matter if it's real estate, if it's business, or if it's personal. Action kills excuses. And here's the deal. I get so many people say, well, I don't know which way to go. It doesn't matter. Just go. It doesn't matter. None of us have the absolute right answer, but I can promise you moving forward is 10 times better than not moving at all. See, the one thing that I want you to understand, it's not planning, it's not deciding, it's not intending, it's not affirming, but action. The moment you move physically, tangibly in the direction of the thing that you have been avoiding, the excuse loses its grip. Remember, I said last week, the minute that the devil, that the world knows that you're not quitting and that you have God on your side, God in your corner, and you are action, you are making this pronounced, you're executing, the world will leave you alone. Now, it will test you. It will push you to the darkest moments of your life. When we had lost that $8.7 million in loans on March 13th of 2020, It got dark, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, it got real dark. And for a period of time, I didn't want to turn the light on. I was exhausted emotionally, physically, and cried out, how in the world did this happen? How am I, a mere human, supposed to understand something like COVID and prepare for it? I prepared for everything else, but I did not prepare for that because I had no knowledge. No, I'm not God. I'm not omnipotent. I don't know everything, but I trusted in you to have my back. That if I executed, if I planned, if I was a diligent servant, you would have my back. And now I'm $8.7 million gone and on the verge of bankruptcy. What do I do, Lord? And it got dark. And he said, no, he didn't. He sent in a messenger who walked into my office and said, you're the owner of this company. You are the father of our children, and you are the leader. Fix it. And I had to take action. Because without action, there are no results. Without action, there is nothing that God can do for you. Sitting idle is not God's way. He doesn't bring it to you. You have to go get it. And so he took action. And it was hard. But in 90 days, that Titanic was turned around. 8.1 million of the 8.7 was recouped. Yeah. Took a loss. Business was pivoted and we were up and running. But I had to spend almost 18-hour days over the next 90 days, and that is not an exaggeration, to get it there. Studying online, taking state exams, getting fingerprint, doing everything that needed to happen so that we could pivot the business. But the one thing that I want you to focus, not that I did, the one thing I want you to understand is in the darkest moments, I had to take action. I could have let the world around me and the noise within me say, hey, this is beyond your control. Shit happens. Everybody else closed their doors. Nobody's going to fault you for that. The whole world is closing their doors. You can't come to work. You have to stay home. You got to wear masks. You got to have 6 feet apart. All this noise I could have succumbed to. Like 97% of the world did. But that wouldn't have got my money back. It wouldn't have kept our doors open. It wouldn't have kept my employees fed. It wouldn't have kept their mortgages and their utilities paid. See, there's people relying upon me. And I could have done like everybody else and said, guys, sorry, got to lay you off. But I didn't. I didn't let the noise around me impact the people that depended upon me. Action. The right action. But more importantly, I should have said that because now someone say, well, I don't know what the right action is, so I need to wait. No, never, 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 never. Let me emphasize this to the max degree. Never wait. I have told my team, especially my sales teams, I would rather you fail by trying than not trying at all. I hear so many times why they didn't make calls or why they didn't reach out to so-and-so. And 99% of the time is because they weren't absolute on what to do. And I just wring my hands, bury my head in my hands and say, what do you mean you didn't know what to do? Well, I didn't know if I should do this or send that, or it doesn't matter. Do something. Activity, activity, activity. is the one trait that all successful people have in common, is they're always actively moving forward. The 7-day no excuse challenge. I want to read this to you guys. This is so important. This is where theory becomes practice. For the next 7 days, do something that sounds simple, but is profoundly transformative. You will become a witness to your own excuses. Most excuses operate below the level of conscious awareness. Let me restate that one more time. Most excuses operate below the level of conscious awareness in your subconscious mind. You make them automatically, habitually, without even noticing it. This challenge changes that. So here's the 7-day challenge that I want everybody to reflect on. Catch every excuse. If you are serious about having the most profound future, and I want, when I talk about profound future, I'm talking about happiness. I'm talking about happiness. Wealth, finance, that is a byproduct. I want everybody to understand this. Nobody who is successful chases money. Elon Musk does not chase money. He chases accomplishments. Money is his reward. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump. You just go through the whole list. None of them do the math on their actions creating a dollar bill. If you chase money, you will never have it. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I have seen successful people. I've become successful, and I've seen failures. And when I look at that and find common factors and common denominators, 100% of the time, the failures always chase the mighty dollar. Well, Toby, if I sell this 10 times, I'll make this. So that's my focus, to sell 10 of these a month, and I'll make this. Wrong. You will fail every time. Here's why. When the first deal that you thought was going to go through falls out, you get emotionally distraught because you were banking on that. When the second deal thing falls out, you get really pissed off and upset because now you're really focusing, well, maybe it was just that person, but now I got 2, now I got 3, now I got 4 in a row that are not going through, so the system doesn't work. Wrong. You don't work because you're chasing the wrong thing. If you change that mindset and say, if I can help this person solve this problem, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. If I can help this person who I'm on the phone with solve their problem, my job is to solve their problem through a product or a service, and that's all I care about. And literally, honestly, the financial wealth will pile up in barrels and barrels and barrels. The people that are successful chase transformation. They chase legacies. They chase a service and a product that builds others up. They give more than they get. So keep that in mind. Challenge number 1, catch every excuse. But you got to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Why did you not do the things that you know you were supposed to do today? Why? Period. And not say, well, I did this or I did that. No, be honest with yourself. You know what you were supposed to do today. And whether you did 60%, 70%, 87%, doesn't matter. Why did you not do 100%? Excuse number 1. Excuse number 2, then write it. Our challenge number 2, write it down. Whatever it was, well, I was pissed at my boss, or this client really upset me with their tone. They attacked me. And so I got in my own head. Great. At least you are acknowledging it. At least you are acknowledging it. Well, I had a client that I was supposed to meet with, and they stood me up, and I've been working on this presentation for the last 6 weeks. Whatever it is, if you will acknowledge it and write it down, you are so much further ahead than 87% of the rest of America. Whatever it is that stops you from doing the thing that you know you were supposed to do, write it down. Number 3, apply the framework. For each written excuse, run it through the 3 questions. Is this true? So if somebody upset you, or something was said and it upset you, or made a statement about you, the number 1 question, is it true? Is it true what I believe? Or is this my own mind creating this problem? Is this helping me to dwell, to ponder, to be pity partying about it? Is this helping you? And what action can I take right now? Those 3 questions have to be written down and answered. Number 1, is it true? What they said about me, what I thought, how I felt. Is it true, or is it just my perception? And is this issue helping me? Yes or no? And the answer will be no. And then what action can I take? Do I get to the bottom of it? Do I investigate? Do I get clarity? Do I blow it off and not take it personal? So I called Peter, and Peter was an absolute jerk, rude. I reached out to my wife. She snapped at me. Whatever it is it true? Is it helping me? And what do I need to do to move past it? Call my wife up. Hey, babe, man, you're a little bit short. Is there something I did? Now, I know my wife. I'll guarantee it was something I did. The good news is when I call her, she'll share with me, and within 13 to 14 seconds later, it's resolved and we move on. How is it working in your world? When a client is rude, when you call them and they're rude to you, you have to fully understand and know there's no way on God's green earth they're pissed at you. You didn't do anything. You just caught them at a moment in time and happened to be the punching bag. And that's okay. And share that, hey, you know what, Peter, man, it looks like I caught you at a bad time. I'm so sorry, bud. I know I didn't do anything wrong to have you this upset at me, but I'm here to help your day be better if you'll give me the opportunity. I'm here to resolve whatever issue has got you so rattled right now, and to have a better day after me than you were having before me. If you'll give me the chance, I'd like to put a smile back on your face. None of us do that. None of us do that, but we should. We should. And then number 4, the number 1, the key word today, take action. Whatever the 3-question framework produces as a possible action, do it. Do it. Somebody said something about me, or I heard something and it really upset me, and it really offended me. And I can stew on that for days. I can dwell upon it, let my mind race and take off, which it will do. It'll make it the most profound situation you can ever imagine in your mind. Here's what I want you to understand. More than likely, the person that offended you had no clue they offended you. More than likely, that person made a statement and didn't even realize how it resonated with you. And they're now living in your mind rent-free. You're the only one thinking about it. They're not. They're not spending another second, another minute thinking about what you are that you're so upset about. You're the one dwelling upon it. You're the one focusing on it. Therefore, you're not being productive. So take action. Call that person. Share with them, hey, you made a statement and it really upset me. It caught me off guard, or it really offended, whatever it was. Can we discuss it? I promise you this, 13 seconds after that conversation, you'll feel so much better because 99% of the time, it's 100% misunderstanding. And when we're mature, when we are God driven, this is what we do. This is how we act. And then God says, you're ready for the next step. You're now ready to move to the next level. Here's what I need you to listen for when you're looking at your excuses during the day. During this 7-day challenge, you're going to hear certain phrases repeating themselves with remarkable consistency. These are the most common verbal excuses, the ones that your brain has likely been generating automatically for years, and you don't even realize it because it's so ingrained, it's now muscle memory. Learn to recognize them instantly because speed of recognition is speed of interruption. I don't have time. Wrong. I'll do it later. Double wrong. I'm too busy. Bull crap. So let's talk about the first one. I don't have time. This is not currently a priority. And here's when I hear people say I don't have time to take care of that, or I didn't. Here's what I hear more. I didn't have time to get that taken care of. Wasn't important to you. Wasn't a priority. And most of the time, when there's something that needs to be done and it gets pushed back off the top of the list, it's because of a 4-letter word called fear. Fear of failure. I didn't make my calls because that last call I got on really upset me. And so it's not that that upsets you. It's that the next call, you don't want the same thing to happen. You don't want to get rejected. Nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants to be yelled at. Nobody wants to be have negative conversations. If we believed in our mind, heart, and soul that every time we pick up the phone to talk to a prospect, they would just welcome us with open arms, we'd make 500 calls a day. If we believed beyond a shadow of a doubt that every time we picked up the phone, that prospect on the other end of the line would be so excited to hear from us that they would be just elated and be with open arms, we would call 24/7. But we don't. And we make excuses because we don't want to be rejected. We don't have confidence in ourselves. We don't have belief in who we are and what we're doing. I'll do it later. Yeah, I'm gonna. I made my calls, or I made a series of calls. Now I'm going to take a break. So now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to work on my spreadsheets. I'm going to work on my proposals. I'm going to do this or do that. Procrastination. I'm uncomfortable right now, and I'm choosing comfort over commitment. Later is not a time on a calendar. It's a place where important things go to disappear permanently. And number 3, I'm too busy. I have filled my schedule with lower priority activities that feel urgent, but are not important. And I'm using that fullness to justify avoiding the one thing that would actually move the needle of my life. I hear Mark Cuban say it all the time. He gets interviewed more than anybody I've ever seen off of Shark Tank. And they say, what's the one thing that fixes any business? The one thing. He says sales. Sales. And so I'm going to share a quick story with you about Mark Cuban. When he bought the Dallas Mavericks, how was it, 10 years ago, 12 years ago?
Yeah,
Maybe 15 years ago. When he bought the Dallas Mavericks, they were in the toilet. I mean, they were in the toilet. Mark Cuban went in there and bought them. And the first thing he did, He bought them like on a Wednesday, Thursday, closed and signed the deal. But over the weekend, he had a crew come in and they moved all the desks out of the offices and onto the basketball court floor. Moved them all in there. And when everybody showed up on Monday, they were to report to the court. All of them. And in the very middle of that court was Mark Cuban's desk. Had phone, had computers, had everything all set up. And he said, we are going to sit right here, all of us, and we're going to call every ticket holder, new and old, until we turn the ship around. And they sat in there in those courts and they dialed and they dialed and dialed and dialed. And as you know, the Mavericks turned around immediately. Attendance soared. The players started playing better because now they had an audience. See, here's what people don't recognize and realize, that performers, football, celebrities, actors, singers, motivational speakers, we all feed off of the crowd. And if there's no crowd, there's no energy to play or to perform. The bigger the crowd, the bigger the energy, the better the performance. So as the stadium started filling back up, as the seats started filling up, the players didn't get better. It's the same players, but they started winning games because now they had an audience that wanted them to win, that needed them to win, who came and watched them win. And that's what you have to understand, is being committed to do the thing that you know you must do is the most profound statement you'll ever do for yourself. And I'm talking a lot here on work, but this goes just as deep on you personally. What is the one thing that you are supposed to be doing, need to be doing, that will move the needle in your life that you're choosing not to do? And why? If I can sit here and tell you week after week after week, all you have to do is take action to get the results you desire, then why are you not taking action? Why are you not? Why are you continuing to have excuses? I don't have time. I'll do it later. I'm too busy. That's wrong. Go through this week and seriously think about the trials and the tribulations going on in your life. I don't have enough money to pay my bills. My finances are in the toilet. I'm stressed at work. I'm stressed at home. My spouse and I fight all the time. My children are a distant relative. Whatever it is that you know is not profound in your life, then what is it that you need to do to make a difference? What person do you need to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, let's air this out? What person do you need to call and say, hey, I'm sorry? I spent most of Sunday reaching out to every person that I could that I knew as a father, just saying, man, you don't know how important you are to your family and to me. Every father that I know is making a difference, not only in their life, their children's life, but the people around them and in my life, because they are a living testimony to what great leaders look like, to what great leaders do. These are blessings, ladies and gentlemen. And if you cannot take care of these blessings that God has given to you, He'll never give you another one. He'll hold you back. And He'll keep, and the battle within you is going to rage inside of you because it doesn't want to let go. It doesn't want to lose. You have control over that. You have the ability to shut it down and take over and become the absolute amazing individual that God desires you to be. All right, we got a few minutes. I'm going to open this up for any comments. I want to know from anybody on there, are you learning from this? And is this helping you grow? Throw it in the chat. Put your hand up. We'll bring you up on mic. It don't matter. You know, I love that Steve is always dead center on my screen. He's always dead center. And if he doesn't comment, I'm pulling him up because he's the first one I can see.
Love you, brother. It's
Love you too, buddy.
it's amazing. Um, Feeling very blessed, and I look forward every Monday morning. To be honest with you, it's been a minute since I've been included, and I look forward to it. And I would like if you can share in the group how we can invite others. There's a few others I'd like to invite now. And
Yes.
let's blow this group up.
Let's blow it up, brother. So if you want, and we encourage you to bring others on. If you are feeling the growth, if you're feeling a personal transformation and you believe that there are others that can learn just as much, it is the one thing that I truly, as you can probably tell, enjoy. All you have to do is share the same link you have to them. There's no sign up, there's no registration. Just send them that link. If you and if they want to be put into the portal, you want to just throw a registration link in there. Yeah, we're just going to throw a registration link into the chat real quick, because this way they're into the Ignite portal. They can see that, because as you guys know, we're posting every day now these Monday morning clips, and so that people that there's almost 300 people now, members of this, that are being able to watch this, then go back and pick up the little section. So put this, send them this link, and they'll get registered. They'll get the reminders, but then they can go into the portal and pull down all the information. So I appreciate that so much, Steve. Brent, very helpful, hard to look in the mirror and take ownership. Brent, you're not wrong. And as I've shared, Brent, doing these courses over the last 6 months has been more reflective on me than I ever dreamed. I see things that I do on a daily basis, that I'm like, holy cow, dude, you just talked about this Monday and you just fell short. So even though I am writing and building these courses, I still fall short. I'll tell you real quick, I look forward to these calls, the energy empowering. Thank you so much, Shannon. And we love you, girl. We love you. Last year, in fact, I was supposed to be going to Africa next month for 27 days. But last year we went to Africa because they asked me to come speak. And I thought, yeah, I'd be glad to go speak. And my whole concept, it's like a 14-hour flight over there. And the whole time there, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'm like, I'm going to go, I'm going to minister. We're going to these villages and I'm going to change lives. I'm going there and I'm bringing my energy. I'm bringing my power, my passion, my zeal, and I'm going to change lives. In fact, we're going to save them all. Ladies and gentlemen, we got there. There was only one life changed. It was mine. Mine. I went to villages and I got on stage, and there's lots of videos about it, and I put hands on kids and I prayed over 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 kids. But the only person that changed was me, or was transformed was me, that I know. Because when I saw their unconditional love for God, their unconditional zeal for life, they live in huts on wood floors with no running water. And their huts are the size of this office. And they love life. They love life. They are blessed. And they're grateful. It's like going to church. And this is a negative, but I want it to resonate. A large portion of people who go to church to be seen. And they have a great time. They go to church, they're in the pews, they go around, they shake hands, and they're there to be seen. But when you survey those church members, very, very few of them do anything after Sunday. They don't do the lessons. They don't get into the Bible. They don't continue studying. When I taught adult Sunday school classes for years, I would give assignments like this, and then the following Sunday would come up, and I'd say, "All right, let's everybody get your stuff out." And like, "Oh, I left it at home." Okay, that's fine. If you wrote it all down, it'd be muscle memory. No, they did. Oh, I got busy. Got the excuses. Almost every Sunday morning. It's the most frustrating thing to pour your heart, mind, and soul into people, and people don't pour into themselves. So I say that we're doing this because I believe in you. I know the transformation it's made in my life. I know these books, the power that's within them. I know how this has changed so many lives so far that you can be one of those people. You can have total fulfillment. What are the things that I am not doing that I know I'm supposed to do? What are the things I'm not doing that I know I'm supposed to do? And then, why? Fear, anger. It's usually the only two things. Fear has so many subcategories. Fear of failure, fear that I'm not good enough, fear I don't have enough knowledge, fear of disappointment, anger. Usually anger spins out of that. Well, I tried and I failed. I tried and I lost. I don't have enough knowledge or information or direction. So I'm just going to hang tight. We talked to a gentleman the other day. We've been trying to get into real estate for over 3 years. And I asked him this simple question: what have you been doing for 3 years? He said, getting educated. I'm like, do you realize that the way to get into real estate, the tools, the resources, and the how-tos changes every month? So you'll never have enough information and knowledge because it's always evolving. So for 3 years, all you've done is waste 3 years that you'll never get back. It's that way in everything in life. Stop trying to be a perfectionist. Stop trying to have it all lined up before you take action. I tell people all the time, you and I don't know what we don't know. When I bring on a client to help them grow their life, not just finances, but their life, I don't know what their problems are. They don't know what their problems are. I don't know how fast they can learn. They don't know how fast they can learn. And until we start taking action, can I then measure, modify, and enhance? Until there's actually action and results, measurable results, nothing can be edited. There's no perfect playbook. There's only activity. That's it. And the activity has to always be moving forward. In your life, you must take action. Write these things down, reflect upon them, and as said, look in the mirror. If you're serious about a better tomorrow, a better future, and glorifying God so that He can pour His blessings out upon you, you have to reflect in the mirror. Today, I just laughed because I now know that all I have to do and all I'm supposed to do is plant a seed. And once I plant that seed, I let everything else around me, the Holy Spirit, God, nurture it and grow it and build it. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any of you that are looking to, I got to make a public announcement real quick, looking to grow and build your business, we are having a live event right here in my office tomorrow night in Allen, Texas, and it will be transformational. We're going to throw that link in here real quick for you to register. Do we have a promo code? You want to do the Unshakable 623? Can you throw that one? All right, we're going to throw this promo code because you're on here and you want to come be here in person, this live event in my office. I'm going to put this registration in the chat right now. And the promo code is Unshakable 623, all caps. Okay. Unshakable 623 right there. Yep. No slide, just that right there. This will, I'll waive your fee. Okay. But you're all welcomed. You're all welcome because you are part of this community. We're gifting this to you. We can only hold, I have 44 chairs right now lined up. We'll put 55, 60 in because we'll make some of these people that signed up last be standing room only. But this is all we can fill. Grab that link, use that promo code. Taylor, thank you so much, baby. I'm glad you'll be here. I love you. Question is Jelly Bean going to be here too? But if you are serious and you want some one-on-one with me, you want here in my office, you want to see the team, you want to have a true transformation, have your rear end here tomorrow, 4:30, Allen, Texas, at that event. And you will see how we work hand in hand with our students that's transforming their lives. Okay.